Let's talk a little bit about resolutions. I saw the eye roll. Did you know I hadn't connected the goal to a deeper purpose? What if this year could be different? What if this year could be different? What if the goals you set this January weren't just fleeting resolutions, but became stepping stones to the life you truly desire? Happy New Year and welcome to She with Ade the One, a podcast celebrating ordinary women with extraordinary stories. This space is for education, reflection, connection, and growth, and I'm so excited to have you here with me. Today, we'll uncover why resolutions often fail, how to align your goals with your values, and the practical steps needed to create lasting and meaningful change. I'll share some stories, including my own, and provide tools to help you make this year one of intentional growth and transformation. This podcast itself is a new beginning for me. It's a space where I can live out my values of connection and contribution and sharing stories, insights, and support with you. So let's dive in and make this year your most intentional yet. Let's talk a little bit about resolutions. I saw the eye roll. Did you know that in the UK, 35% of people abandon their resolutions by February, and another 20% forget them altogether by the spring? So we're talking March, April, maybe May here. Why? Because most resolutions aren't set up to succeed. Here are some of the common reasons, in my opinion, where resolutions fail. First thing is they're often too vague. Goals like I want to get healthier don't provide a clear path forward. They're overly ambitious. For example, I'll save £10,000 this year. That can feel overwhelming without actionable steps. And thirdly, they lack emotional connection. Without a meaningful why, it's easy to lose motivation when challenges arise. Take my friend Sarah, for example. She decided last year to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning to work out. It sounded like a great plan, but here's the thing. Sarah isn't a morning person. Her job is demanding and her body needs rest. By week 2, she was exhausted and frustrated. Her resolution didn't fail because she lacked discipline. It failed because it wasn't aligned with her reality or values. Here's another example. I had a friend who worked in the NHS. She was passionate about helping people, but the micromanagement in her role drained her of all energy and enthusiasm. It wasn't until she reflected on her values of independence and making a meaningful impact that she decided to transition into a coaching career, and that now lights her up no end. What about you? Think about a resolution you've set. Did it feel connected to something meaningful, or did it feel like a task to tick off? To tell you a little story, it's a story of my own, and illustrates when a goal just isn't enough. So I've been there too. Last year, I set a goal to lose 15 kilos. I was focused. I tracked my meals, I exercised, I followed that plan, and by June, I'd hit my target. But instead of feeling accomplished, well, I did for about a week or so. And then I felt completely lost. Why? I hadn't made a plan for what happened after I hit my target. I hadn't connected the goal to a deeper purpose. Was it about health? Was it about confidence? Was it about setting an example for my daughter? And without a clear why, the habits just didn't stick. And the weight slowly, well, not so slowly, crept back. So this year, I'm approaching things differently. My goal isn't just about weight, it's about staying healthy, being a healthy being well into my older years. I mean, I always say to my hubby that I'm going to be here till 93. So I'd love to run with my grandsons in the park with a ball, laughing with them, and having the energy to pour into my passion projects, living a vibrant, joyful life. That why keeps me grounded and keeps the goal meaningful. What's your why? What are the deeper reasons behind your goals? Now, here's the thing, resolutions often focus on what we want to do, but they don't consider who we want to become. And that's where values come in. Values are about who you are at your core. They shape your decisions, your priorities, and the way you navigate life. So, when your goals are aligned with your values, they become sustainable because they're rooted in what matters the most to you. This is the missing link, shifting from what you're doing to why you're doing it. Why do these values matter then? Because values are the guiding principles that shape your decisions, your priorities, and the way you live. They are like an internal compass, helping you to navigate life with clarity. Let me share some examples of values. One of values could be family, which means you'll be prioritizing time and connection with loved ones, or growth, seeking opportunities to learn and improve, or health, committing to physical, mental, and emotional well-being, or adventure. And I love this one. That anybody who knows me know that I love adventure. But it means embracing new experiences and stepping out of your comfort zone. Or creativity, expressing yourself through art, writing, or other outlets. Currently, for me, two values stand out: connection and contribution. Connection is about building meaningful relationships, and contribution is about giving back and creating something that helps others to thrive. These values are the foundation of everything I do currently, from starting this podcast to setting my own personal goals. Do you realize that over time our values change with us? They aren't static, they grow with us. When I was younger, one of my core values was career excellence. I poured my energy into climbing that ladder and achieving those milestones. But as life shifted for me, particularly after I became a mother for the second time, my priorities changed. Now my focus is on legacy and contribution. But hey, think about your own journey. How have your values shifted over time? What does that say about the person that you're becoming? Let's turn those values into some action, shall we? Let's talk about smarter goals. You've probably heard about SMART goals. So the S stands for being specific, M for measurable, A for actionable or achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. We should all be setting goals with those measures in mind. But let's take it a bit further with smarter goals and add an E for evaluate, which means you regularly check your progress, and another R for reassess. Be flexible and adjust as needed. So, for example, instead of saying, I want to exercise more, a smarter goal would be, I'll walk for 30 minutes 3 times a week and reassess my progress monthly. This approach makes your goal actionable, flexible, and deeply connected to your values. One of my favorite tools for reflection at the end of a year or at the beginning of a new one is the life wheel. It's one of my very, very favorite tools for assessing balance. It's divided into different sections, areas like health, relationships, career, and personal growth. So, for example, you might find that your career feels like a 9 out of 10 for you, but your relationships feel like a 4. The life wheel helps you to see that imbalance, and that awareness can guide you towards setting goals that create more harmony across all areas of your life. So, if you notice that your health is lagging, you might set a goal like, I'll prepare a home cooked meal 3 times a week, or I'll join a yoga class twice a month. These small steps create big changes over time. You can find a life wheel by just typing life wheel into your browser, and you'll come up with a myriad of different types of life wheel. So choose the one that speaks to you the best. I'd like to talk to us a little bit about accountability now, because accountability changes everything. Studies show that having an accountability partner can increase your chances of success by 65%, and regular check-ins can push that number to 95%. Let me tell you about my friend Chris. For years I dreamed of writing a book, but I kept putting it off because I felt incompetent, because I didn't think anybody would want to read my story. And then Chris stepped in. He called me weekly, checking on my progress and reminding me of the importance of my story. He believed in me even when I doubted myself, and he took action. Because of his accountability, I finished the book. It is now written and awaiting editing and publishing, and I couldn't be more excited. Writing it aligned with my values of giving and connection, creating something meaningful that could touch somebody else's life. Chris's support reminded me that accountability isn't just about someone holding you to a task. It's about having someone in your corner, someone who sees your potential and encourages you to step into it. And this is why I created Sister Sync, a community where women support each other through intentional growth. It's a space where we don't just set goals, we break them down, we celebrate progress, and we grow together. If this resonates with you, please visit my Instagram or Facebook to learn more about joining the waiting list for the next Sister Sync cell. In closing, I'd love to hear from you. What resonated with you today? If you're finding value in this conversation, let me know by liking and commenting, please. I'd also be happy to take all your questions and comments for a special Q&A episode in week 4. So please send those in. To help you get started with intentional living, I've created a free alphabetical list of values. It's by no means exhaustive. You can check Google for even more, but this would be a good place to start. To get a copy, visit my Instagram or Facebook pages to request it. I'd love to hear what resonates with you. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. So until the next time, take care.